spend together. You feel it so soon. Too many risks to take.
I got asked on Instagram about my tattoos, so I just did a quick run through of them just before this, and now I'll just tell you what the crack with them is. So I decided to go from bottom to top as opposed to in order. Just anyway. So the very first one is the one I got from my father-in-law when he passed away. He was killed in a hit and run. Just it's completely out of nowhere, and it was horrible. And the next day, no, not the next day, but like I think it was like 2 or 3 days after the funeral, because me and Paul were living in England at the time, and we were due to go back relatively quickly, which I still think is ridiculous. Beside the point. So like 2 or 3 days afterwards, we called up our tattooist in Sligo, Isaiah, in Fat Cat Tattoos, and we were like, tattoo time. Cena was really into tattoos as well. So Paul got, I thought he got his big back piece started, and I got Union's dog tags. So that was the first one that I showed you. Then the next one I showed you, I swear to God I will give you an award if you can figure out what it says. I was living in Dublin, and I used to work for an animal rescue charity raising money, and one of the guys I'd met through work was a tattoo apprentice, and he needed skin to practice on, and I was 19, and it seemed like a really, really good idea to just be like, yeah, sure, play with my skin. Not my best idea. I have 2 of his tattoos. It was intended to be heart-shaped brass knuckles that said live fast, die pretty, and I don't know if it's any better if that had worked out. You could see what it was, but I had a little bit of a weaponry theme going, and I wanted to keep with it. Anyway, yeah, the next one was a birthday present from Paul and his mom. It's a wanker. It's the anchor and the W. It's Z says it's one of his favourite tattoos. It's in a book of his favourite work. It's one of my favourites, and I like it a lot. The next one is the lighthouse. That's also Isaiah. That has my wedding date on it, and it was pretty much. So not really into getting people's names tattooed on me as such. Obviously, Union's like the exception, because when someone passes away, they're never going to know you ever again. You're never going to anyway. So I wanted to get something to represent Paul, so I got that the day before my wedding. The day before. Because he's my lighthouse. He's my guiding light in the dark, and I love him. Whatnot. What was the next one? The next one is the bear. The bear was my very, very, very first tattoo, and I drew up what I wanted for that tattoo when I was 14. And I held on to it, and I was like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And you've seen what it looks like. It could be fixed up nicely very easily, I think. But for now, it is not the most intelligible bear. The next were the switchblades. Those are Isaiah. Can you see a trend on who did the good ones? So Z did those ones. They're just, I mean, they weren't for anything. I always liked the gun tattoos, but then I felt like everyone had the gun tattoos. So I went with switchblades instead. It wasn't really anything beyond. I thought they were pretty. The next one from that is my most recent one, which wasn't Isaiah. It was Mark in Fat Cat in Sligo, just because I'd heard he was very good at black and grey. So, and that's just, it's one of my favourite quotes. It's something, at the time I had just found out that I had like CN3 cells in my cervix. That's like diet cancer, and it was just something that I really needed. And then we have the ones on my back, which that razor blade on my back is because I suffered from depression for years. I mean, the first time I very clearly remember wanting to be dead, I was 8. So, 9, maybe 9. I was young. I was way too young to be thinking like that. Not that anyone is ever of an age where they should be thinking like that, but I was definitely too young for that to even be crossing my mind. And I mean, really, honestly, recovery didn't like fully come until I started lifting. To be completely honest, until I started lifting weights, that's when I actually genuinely got better. And so obviously, but I used to self-harm a lot. The scars are faded. They don't think they'll ever go away, but they're faded down a lot, so I can get away without immediately having to discuss it most of the time now. But for a very long time there, it was just as a good first thing you'd see. I wouldn't wear like short sleeves. I care a lot less now. I don't really care if anyone thinks it's weird, because you know what? I am a fucking warrior. So if you want to bitch and moan about the fact that I was through hell and got better, then you are more than welcome to do that, but do that somewhere else. So that is back there because it is all behind me. Theory. And then the very last one that I showed you guys is my Harry Potter tattoo, because I am a nerd. I'm a proud nerd. Hogwarts for life. I will always, always, always love Harry Potter. No apologies. None. But yeah, so that is the current tattoo collection. It is ever growing. I'm trying to limit it now to 1 a year. That's my theory, because you know what, I'm getting quite disjointed in where I'm getting them. I'm not really getting a clear theme. I feel like if I at least have to like kind of take my time and think them out, I will get on a lot better with them. This is a lot talkier than I meant it to be, and a lot longer than I meant it to be, and I don't really know what I can cut out. So I'm just going to stop talking now, and I will see you guys next time.